Hi guys, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, where you can find me on Facebook and Instagram here with a Divine Masculine reading. Yeah, so we'll see what's going on with the masculines this week. This of course, or the Divine Masculine within. We all house both Divine Masculine and Feminine within the energies, and because this is about energy, it's not about anything else. Some of us do house the greater amount of masculine energy. So yes, just take this as it resonates. It could be for someone that you know, it could be for yourself. Yeah, so it could be for anybody, and also to, you know, for a lot of us feminines, we often will go into divine masculine states every now and again. Okay, here we go. I just want to get another card to, well, actually no, I might just use these. Oh, something's stirring the pot. Something's stirring up the Divine Masculine, and it has required him to go very, very deep. Oh, do you know, it's interesting because the Divine Masculine has been going through a very deep, dark night of the soul, lots of purging of the old that is no longer relevant to where he is moving into in this new earth structure. But you know, but he is moving into the divine, into his own divinity, because we have here the sun, which represents the Divine Masculine, and also the Emperor, who also represents the Divine Masculine. So it would appear that he is actually coming out of entrapment, even though he has, it's a lot of the time his thoughts, or you know, it could even be a feminine who has the Queen of Swords, who has used the Queen of Swords, not against the Divine Masculine, but has basically awoken him to some sort of truth within himself. And the Nine of Swords, he's basically having sleepless nights because of it. But what is actually occurring here is the Divine Masculine is awakening to his own divinity through, quite often the Divine Feminine is the catalyst. And so something has awoken him from his deep, dark slumber, sort of self-perpetuated but needed, in, you know, in that dark, deep, dark abyss that he has been in for quite some time. But, you know, it's very needed. The masculine has needed to go very, very deeply into self, really, to find those aspects of self that are needed to come into these new earth structures. He needs to actually remove and purge as much as he possibly can. So yeah, to become the Emperor, the Sun and the Emperor, then of course the Divine Masculine must go through a dark night of the soul, and it can be very, very intense. Yes, but he is moving onwards and upwards, it would appear. So, unreal, great stuff. Seven of Cups. So he's looking at basically options of where he can go and where he can place his energy. He's not really sure about where he wants to place his energy at this time. You know, really contemplating just where he needs to spend his time. The King of Wands. But he wants to take action in his life and make things happen from a clearer, more calculated place than he has before. Because you see, now the Divine Masculine is pretty much coming out of those devil energies and is loosening his grip on the 3D matrix world. And right now he's jumping out as the fool, totally innocent, having no real direction or knowing where he's going, but understanding that he no longer is connected to a lot of the old world that he has occupied, and that 3D matrix world of addictions and and connection, attachment, not connection, more so attachment, unhealthy attachments that he's had in the past. Page of Cups. So yeah, he's really beginning to have a look at just how he expresses love within himself and to others. We have one, two. The card of union. As I've said before in the general energy report, there are a lot of unions coming in within the twin flame and divine counterpart dynamic. Those sorts of relationships are coming to the fore, and a lot are coming into union or stepping up into a greater form of commitment in whatever form that comes in. But first he must commit to the divine masculine within his own self. So, you know, it is about balancing out both the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. But right now, he needs to come into union within. And that is now occurring for the divine masculine. For some, it will be about connecting and on a higher level and a more devoted level to a divine counterpart. But of course, it's always been about connecting and balancing out those energies within and honouring his union within, which is the union of the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within. It's great, you know, it's fantastic to see that the masculine has grown so much. And look at this, where we have the divine empress and, of course, the world. So what I'm getting from this is that, so there is thinking, planning from the divine masculine. There is a death of the old and thinking, planning, moving into or into the empress energies. Now, if you're a masculine that is coming into union within, you will be able to recognize the balance that is going on within between the divine masculine, and then owning and aligning with your divine feminine, which is about nurturing, being unconditionally loving to yourself and others, and, you know, coming into your own essence of femininity, which requires one to really get in touch with their heart center and the nurturing part of themselves that actually needs to happen for a lot of divine masculines within. So it's about nurturing, loving the self, also to recognizing if there is any kind of, because also to the Empress is about fecundity. So if there is this, so just be careful if you know you could get somebody pregnant, or you could become pregnant, or basically it's about also to the birthing of new ideas, new creative endeavors, that sort of thing. And the world, of course, is the Empress becomes your world. Now, this could be a projected divine feminine who is your world, or it could be literally the end of one world structure and going into another with the balanced divine masculine and feminine within, the recognition of our divine masculine, your divine masculine, and the divine feminine within, and balancing out those energies, so that you come to union within with both of those energies, the masculine and the feminine. As I've said before, we must come into balance with these energies before they can manifest on an outer level. So quite often too, it can be about recognizing the Christ within, the Christ energies within each and every single one of your cells. Christ is the divine masculine, representing the sun. And then we also have Mary, who represents, and Sophia, who represent the feminine within. And he's coming together with those. Both of them sacrifice their lives and then themselves completely for the good of mankind on earth. And now we are moving into those energies. But first, they must happen within, and we must also recognize that Christ energy that lives within every single one of us. Okay, so then we have the Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. So yes, for a lot of the masculines, there is this moving forward into a more looking at things from not such a linear point of view, but more a getting in touch with their heart center, and also to recognizing their higher self, which has been trying to come through for some time. So, you know, he is the magician in his own life. He has all the tools he needs to move forward. And there is this, of course, Nine of Pentacles, which has always been about, oh, and I'm also getting, for the divine masculine, a lot of this also could be about the fact that to become sovereign unto himself and to move into those more fecund energies. It can literally mean just moving into a greater level of creativity in his life. But that will come to the fore. It is also too about rest and recuperation when needed. Judgment is upon the divine masculine right now. The only people, or the only judge comes from within, and it is we have our own judge within, and it is now right there for the masculine to look very deeply at his life and where it is that he wishes to go as we move forward. So rest, recuperation, I think is very needed at the moment too for the divine masculine. There is no real complete movement forward because, you know, coming out of the dark night of the soul and into a brighter future is quite an intense time anyway. And that is what is occurring though. So it's fantastic. Ten of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, yes. So the death of the old, moving into the new. And I would say too with the Ace of Pentacles too, as I've said before about the new financial system, there will be one coming in, but it is not the one based on the CBDC. It will be based in hard assets of gold, silver, oil, diamonds, that sort of thing. So yes, I don't know why I'm getting all that stuff about about the financial system, but I have been getting it for some time. And it's sort of like we just need to ignore what's going on in the mainstream and what they're trying to tell us, you know, with the banks and everything. And just stay very faithful to watching, you know, what's going on from within. And, of course, finding our self-worth within. And when we begin to do that, finding that gold within, we'll also begin to manifest it on an outer level in whatever shape, way, shape or form that comes in. Because abundance comes in all sorts of different forms. So one more for the divine masculine. Oh, we have the Yep. So there is this upturn in energy with the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Five of Cups. So the masculine needs to be very, very careful about, you know, because there is this moon energy still. But I do believe that there are some darker times that the masculine will still have to go through because, you know, it is quite intense to move through these energies. But always it's a good idea with the Five of Cups, it's a good idea not to focus too much on 2 cups that are spilt in front. If you look behind, there are 3 full cups behind, because that is exactly what the 5 of Cups represent. Don't focus on the 2 spilt cups. Have a look behind and see. Just turn around. You'll find that, you know, things aren't as bad as what you think, and you can find that there are 3 full cups behind. Sometimes what you think is a disaster can usually turn into something, you know, a blessing in disguise, pretty much. And then we have the moon, which is about deep contemplation. It's a very feminine energy, and it's really interesting because in the Divine Masculine reading, there's a lot of feminine energy that is coming to the fore. This is very deep, intense energy, and can mean a divine counterpart, deep, intense love. But of course, this must come from within, and you must find it from within. Recognize it, reconcile with it, and then move it out into the outer world. And then we have the 6 of Wands, which is victory. So amazing stuff for the masculines. They're really, really going through it at the moment, but coming out the other side, and that's amazing. This, of course, is about energy. We all house these within. Oh, look at this. We've got the Queen of Cups, the Empress, and the World. Ah, amazing. Beautiful, beautiful energies. It's funny how, you know, in the Divine Masculine reading, there is all this femininity that's coming through. It's an amazing thing to see. It's lovely, because that means that the masculine is really beginning to open up into his heart center. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. So he's getting to the truth of who he really is. And the way he's doing that is through his own heart center, and also to these fertile energies of the Empress. And can quite love. Sometimes for another, in the form of feminine, and then others it can be, you know, in the form of creative endeavors. So anyway, yeah, interesting stuff. But he's really wanting to move forward on some level, but at the moment it's kind of like, just, you know, kind of ride the wave. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So anyway, that's for the Divine Masculine. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you anon. Bye for now.